So today we're going to take a look at what's going to happen if the Macedonian Empire reunites in the modern day. Now the Macedonian Empire was one of the strongest empires in the entire history of mankind, stretching all the way from Macedonia to India in the east and Egypt in the south. But what would happen if they reunite in the modern day? Now I'm not just talking about the Macedonian Empire here. To make it more fun, we're just going to say that Alexander the Great is also reborn, but at the same time he does have an idea of the modern warfare techniques. So yeah, we're not talking about the 2300-year-old Alexander the Great. It's a more modern one. But first of all, this country is probably one of the most unstable countries on the planet. I mean, just look at this. But just to give them an advantage, I did say that Alexander was reborn, which means that he already has stabilized all of this country. But as we can see, a lot of countries got screwed because of the Macedonian Empire. Now, instead of declaring war on all these countries which the Macedonian Empire has messed up, the Macedonians instead want to vassalize them. So yeah, now let's look at these vassal states of the Macedonian Empire. Oh wow, that's a lot of vassal states. But yeah, basically we can see that all of these countries which got messed up by the Macedonian Empire actually did accept the ultimatum, and all of these countries are now vassal states, paying yearly tribute to the Macedonian Empire. I hope that still works in the modern day. And one more thing, if you can't already tell, I'm pretty sick, but that doesn't stop me from making videos. But the reason why I did not want the Macedonian Empire to expand in the east or the Middle East, the reason behind that was, well, the Macedonian Empire was a European empire. So yeah, they would more likely invade the European countries, expand in the west. So yeah, that is just what's going to happen. We can see that the Macedonian Empire is now recruiting troops from all over the country, and it seems like they are ready for their first invasion. And their first invasion is going to be of the remaining parts of Greece, Cyprus, as well as Montenegro. Now, an interesting thing about Greece here is that they were left with no military at all, and they don't know what to do, which means the Greeks were not able to fight back. The southern parts of Greece were also taken. We can see that the Macedonian Navy now has made a naval landing on Crete, taking out the island. The same navy was able to take out Cyprus, and we can see that the Macedonian troops are now pushing into Montenegro, and the country of Montenegro just goes ahead and then surrenders. And in a peace treaty, we can see that all of Montenegro got completely annexed. Same goes for Greece as well as Cyprus. But this was just the start of the Macedonian conquest in Europe. But before going after more Balkan countries, we can see that the Macedonians make an interesting move in which they go ahead and declare war on Italy. The reason why the Macedonians want to invade Italy is because Alexander wants control over Rome, which he thinks is a very historic city. So yeah, let's see. Also, I should mention the fact that the Macedonian Navy is by far the best in the Mediterranean. So yeah, keep that in mind. We can see that the Macedonian Navy now has surrounded all of Italy, and they start making multiple landings. Eventually, we can see that the Macedonian Navy has made all of these naval landings. These troops in Sardinia push around and take all of Sardinia. The troops in southern Italy push around and meet each other. They also push up north, connecting with these troops. But we can see that the Italians were able to push out these troops. The troops in Sicily take out all of Sicily. And we can see that this main army is now pushing around, taking all of the coastline. The Macedonian Navy once again comes into action, and they were able to take out Venice, which is a very major city for Italy. These troops were also able to connect with the main army, who is now pushing towards Rome. And we can see that the Battle of Rome ends in a decisive Macedonian victory. With that, we can see that these troops push around, taking out all of southern Italy, and the remaining parts of Italy just go ahead and surrender. And in a peace treaty, we can see that all of the Italian parts of Italy were completely annexed, with Sardinia now being a vassal state to the Macedonian Empire. We can now see that the Macedonian Empire is ready for their final invasion, for which they were able to muster up an army of 2 million troops from all over these countries. And this campaign is known as the Great Balkan Campaign. And yeah, this was pretty much the reason. But now let's get to the war stuff. We can see that the Macedonians were easily able to take out all of Slovenia, and they push in and even capture Zagreb, which was the capital of Croatia, which leads Croatia out of this war. Yeah, that's how easy it is to take out Slovenia and Croatia. But in the east though, we can see that the Romanians are now trying to push into the Macedonian Empire, which is going a little bit successful, but yeah, not too much progress. Bosnia gets absolutely slapped around. These Romanian troops were pushed back because, as I said, 2 million troops. We can see that the Macedonians push in, and they were able to capture Belgrade, which leads Serbia out of this war. And now we can see that the Macedonians are pushing into Romania, who is really not looking good. Slowly but surely, we can see that Romania is getting devastated. But finally, after having nothing left, we can see that Romania finally goes ahead and surrenders. And this was a decisive victory for the Macedonian Empire. In a peace treaty, we can see that all of these countries got completely annexed. annexed. And if we take a look at the Macedonian Empire from this angle, it kind of reminds me of the Roman Empire, but at the times of Belisarius. But anyways, now let's get to the more important stuff. The division of the empire, which already kind of happened to the Macedonian Empire, but let's do it in the modern way. So yeah, well basically Alexander the Great had 4 sons, and he kind of dies of natural causes. So yeah, now let's divide up the empire. Wow, this looks horrible. But yeah, we can see that the oldest son got the original Macedonian lands. We can see that the second oldest son got all of the Italian peninsula as well as the Balkan territories, alongside with this vassal state of Sardinia. And yes, the Macedonian Empire still has control over Alba. The third oldest son got control of the Persian lands, alongside with these 2 vassal states. And finally, the youngest son got control of most of Pakistan as well as Afghanistan. So yeah, this is gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. And thank you for watching.